Hi, it's me again, and it's Friday. And so far this week, we've talked about this program and talked about getting off that rickety old roller coaster of lack. We've talked about how your thoughts become things. I gave you my story and my background. And right now, today, I want to talk about reclaiming your dreams and your passions. I know that there's so much amazingness and greatness inside of you. And, it's part of your human experience to live it up, have fun, express your awesomeness. And you may be a little afraid to get specific, to put your dreams out there. You may have been playing small because you only set little goals that you are sure are possible. You know, what you think is within your reach. You might be afraid to play it really big. You might be afraid to be disappointed or afraid that you can't do it, afraid of what other people think you can or can't do. Or maybe you just don't dream big because there's some part of you that believes you don't deserve it, or that you can't have it, or it's not realistic, or it won't work, it can't happen, that it's not right, that you're supposed to be grateful for what you have and want nothing more. Well, I say poo on all of that. It's time to wake up to your dream, the dream that is your life. There is a beautiful life waiting to be lived by the means of you. It's time for you to say that it's possible, that it can happen. Because if you don't have a dream or a passion or a purpose in life, then you have a to do list, an ordinary existence. And there's nothing wrong with that if that is what you want. If it's what you truly deep down want, then that's fine. But if you're feeling like you're having a ho hum, ordinary to do list life, then it's obviously not what you really want. There's this medical term I heard not long ago. See if I can say it correctly. Apoptosis. It's apoptosis. It looks like apoptosis, but it's apoptosis. And what it means is cell death. Cells shut down, die off because they're no longer needed. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people live their lives that way. It's kind of like soul apoptosis. They start to manifest physically. Their bodies start shutting down. They start aging much faster than their chronological age. Their joints start aching a lot. They lose their zest for life. I've seen people who are in their 50s who have many, many, many more problems than my mother, who's 91, my aunt, who's 93, and a lovely lady I know who is 100. She told me she's finally starting to feel old. She's 100. She's 100 and she's finally starting to feel old because these three women all still enjoy life. Sometimes they feel like they don't have a whole lot of life because they can't do things they used to could do, but they still get up and go shopping. They still walk. My aunt is in a facility, but she still walks around that facility indoors 3 or 4 times a day. She still goes out and speaks to everybody. She still manages to make phone calls. They still have a zest for life. They want to live life. They're not always so certain how. She's not, I should say, because of the fact that she's in the facility. Whereas the 100-year-old, she did 6 flower arrangements for a group this past week, and every flower arrangement has to be identical. And she still loves it. She drove herself to Tampa to get things that she needed for those arrangements. She's amazing. We all want to be that way. Because that apoptosis oftentimes starts when people retire. And they start thinking, well, I don't have anything to do. It happens after the kids leave the nest or after they get laid off from a job. Or sometimes even when they're staying at home with their young children and they maybe quit working a job because of having children. Or maybe it happened after a divorce, or maybe it just happened because they stopped connecting with their dreams and their passions. And they started living for the children's dreams, not their own. So you might be wondering, what's the cure for it? Easy. Reconnecting and reclaiming your dreams and your passions. I mean, dreams are what makes the world go around. They can be big, they can be small, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they come from your imagination. It's something that feels fun and exciting to you. We all need dreams in every area of our life. We need help and we need dreams. Am I right? Yes or yes? I mean, you want to run a 5K? You want to be fit and healthy? You want to be able to do a push up or a pull up or a sit up? That's a dream. For many people, that's a dream. If you can already do those things, the next step is a dream. We also need fun dreams. Maybe it's to go to Disney World 12 times a year. Maybe it's to take the train ride across America. Maybe it's to go overseas, see something that you've read about, see a place you've read about that you just felt this great affinity for. Growing up, I loved Greek mythology, and Greece was my number one spot on my the place I wanted to visit. Twice I've seen it. I love Greece. And it's because of how much I read about it as a child. So what's that place for you? Tell me in the comments. Answer my questions. Tell me in the comments. We also need relationship dreams. Maybe it's to improve your relationship. Maybe it's to get that spark back now that the kids are gone. Maybe it's to start dating if you are alone. Maybe it's to increase your circle of friends. Maybe it's to make new female friends locally. Maybe it's to make new friends online. We need financial dreams. Maybe it's to be a billionaire, a millionaire, a half a millionaire, $100,000 heir, a thousandaire. Maybe it's to have $50 in your savings account at the end of the month. Maybe it's to have a house. Maybe it's to have a house with a great view. Maybe it's to have a house with lots of acreage. Maybe it's to spend quality time with your children or your grandchildren. Maybe it's to walk around the block with friends or alone. Our passions, our dreams, our desires are what give our lives energy and enjoyment and fulfillment. But I know that some of you, your dreams are in the back of the closet, like the little black dress you've been saving for a special occasion, for someday, or they're in the vault where you don't want to talk about them because you're afraid everybody will laugh. Or maybe they're on the back burner of the stove way back there because you got too many other little things going on that you have to deal with. But you'll deal with it someday, 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 someday. The thing is, someday is not an actual day. It's not a day of the week. It's not a day of the month. It's not even a day of the year. When we keep saying someday, it keeps going further and further and further away. There's no better time to start working on your dreams than right now. Finding your life purpose, expressing your passion, now is the time. Sure, there are lots and lots and lots of ways to avoid those things that your brain will come up with. Your ego will come up to resist the change. Tell yourself things like, I'll work on it when I have time. Or, it's going to be a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do all that. It's going to be a struggle. No, I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have enough money. I need to learn some more before I do it. Oh, it's not a new idea. Everybody else is already doing it. No, I'm not that special or talented. I need to have more money. I need to be rich. I need to be better at something. That's probably not going to work out anyway, so why bother? Why bother? But here's the truth: guidance is always at hand if you look for it. The work's out there, waiting to be born. That life, that beautiful life, is out there waiting to be lived by you. And you're the only one uniquely designed for it. The other fact is that nobody's more critical of you than you. When you know that mistakes are just part of the journey, then it's easier to say, well, I don't know everything. It's easier to trust the process. And think about it. When you were little, a little toddler, or you've ever seen a little toddler that's trying to walk across the room, mistakes are made. They know they're going to make mistakes. They're going to fall down. They might even bump their heads. They might even revert and go backwards and crawl because they go, I can do it faster this way. They might cry. They might reach up and say, lift me up. All those things are metaphors for life and for what we do. Sometimes we cry. Sometimes we complain. Sometimes we hurt ourselves slightly. Sometimes we make mistakes. And sometimes we have to reach up and ask for help. Because the world really does need to and want to hear what you have to say. That you and you alone can create and manifest your dreams. And you know what? It's so much easier than you think. Your fulfillment in life, your happiness, it's all directly correlated to your passions and your dreams, the connection you have to your passions and your dreams, to exploring them, to working on them. Just the act of dreaming itself is vital to your soul. That's why it has to be reclaimed. You have to reclaim that life within you. I mean, what's life without joy, without happiness? I have an assignment for you. I want you to take a minute right now and think back to when you were a child. When you were a child, what was the one thing that you loved to do? That one thing that brought you great joy, great fun, great happiness, and it made the hours pass like minutes. What did you love? Did you love to draw? Go outside and hit a baseball? Dress up your dolls? Color? Read, write poetry? Play an instrument? Be outside? Have tea parties? Cuddle with your stuffed animals? Sing? What was something that you absolutely loved? What was that one thing? Write in the comments. And now, sometime within the next 48 hours, if you're watching this on Friday, which is what I'm doing it, give yourself the weekend. Something in the next 2 days, I want you to bring that back into your life. So what is something that you can do within the next 2 days, 48 hours, to bring this back into your life? If you love tea parties, go have tea with a friend. If you love to write poetry, go sit by a window or sit out in nature and write a few verses about what you're feeling. If you loved playing sports, go grab some friends and have a pickup game. If you love to sing, rehearse a song like you're going to perform it on Broadway next week. If you love to play an instrument, go dust off that guitar or those drums and play. If you like to draw and color, go borrow your kids' crayons and color, or go get some colored pencils and color. Do something you love. In the next 48 hours. Don't wait for someday. Do it now. Live your dream life. You got to start by getting back in touch with your passion. So when you start by doing something that you love right now, it'll start flowing easier. If you do something you love every day, it flows so much easier. It helps you to step into trust. It helps you to step into feeling the flow of abundance, of harnessing the power of your thoughts. of feeling awesome, of living your dreams passionately, because that is so important. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for everyone. Live your passions. Now, if you've liked what I've been talking about all week, and if you want to take all this and go a little deeper, and you want some accountability, I mean, because think about it, I just gave you an assignment, and you might write it in the comments, you might not. But even if you do, who's going to know if you actually did it? But if you had a group of people cheering you on, supporting you, you'd have some accountability, right? So imagine another 6 weeks to really begin to bring these practices into your life. Imagine if you had a guide to answer your questions, to encourage you, to teach you some concepts. What if you had a small circle of like-minded support so you didn't have to do it alone? What if you could flip the critical voice in your mind, in your head, and turn that into a voice of compassion? Imagine if you were experiencing more joy and more passion, and things were just cooking, just happening smoothly. Just imagine all of that. And while you're imagining that, I'd like to invite you to go deeper and get some support and invest in your quality of life. I'm going to be teaching a 6-week transformative course starting in January to jumpstart your passion adventure. It's based on Mike Dooley's Infinite Possibilities book, and I'm proud to be one of his certified trainers. And this is called Infinite Abundance Possibilities. We're going to awaken your abundance. We're going to reclaim your dreams. And in those 6 weeks, I'm also going to teach you how to create the life you desire, how to use the power of your thoughts, to visualize, to deal with negative thought patterns and self-sabotage. I'm going to teach you about emotions and how to receive the messages behind your feelings, behind your emotions, even those sucky dark ones, because they have a message for you. We're going to dig into your purpose, create more passion and fun in your life, reclaim those dreams, and finally take some action on them and tap into your intuition. All while knowing that you are loved and supported, while exploring the real meaning of life. It's going to be an adventure, and it's going to be an awakening, because I know your dreams need to be awakened, and I know that you are here to enjoy this life. I'm going to guide you and walk you through it, and it will be my honor and my pleasure. You'll receive 6 90-minute calls, 9 hours of calls. You'll get a workbook. You'll get some extra bonuses and some tools from my work, my energy work, and some teachings. We'll do a private Facebook group. We'll do lots, like I said, some energy work too, so that you can move forward. And normally, I have a little heater on, sorry, I got to turn it off. Normally, the price of this program is about $1,000. I mean, it's 9 hours, 6 weeks. I'll be in the Facebook group supporting you. Yet I am so committed to getting this message out that it's not going to cost you $1,000. In fact, if you sign up by next Friday, December 20th, by midnight, I'm going to offer it to you for less than $100 an hour. Less than $100 a week. For just $497 for the full 6 weeks, the full 9 hours. And you can even do it on a payment plan if you want, with no extra charges. All to support you in taking action and investing in yourself. Now, if you have this little inner gremlin in there saying you don't have time to do this or you don't have the money, here's the thing. This price is good until December 20th at midnight. That's next Friday. We're not going to start until January. We're going to start the week of January 13th. So if you make a deposit now, make a small deposit now, say $75 to $100, and I'll even let you pick, your next payment won't be due until February. That way, you don't have to worry about it interfering with your Christmas or your Christmas payments if you happen to have any. And to support you in taking action based on your intuition, I'm offering something special for the first 5 people who sign up. You're going to receive a one-to-one coaching session with me to use anytime from now until the end of the course, which would be basically the end of February. So we'll say now until March. That's a private one-to-one session between you and I. It's private for those who feel called to join me within the next week. Now, I can hardly wait to connect with you and do this, what we've been doing this week, do this in a lump sum. We'll have more time. You'll have time for questions every week. You'll have time for questions. You can post them anytime. And, groups are fun. So, my lovely beings, I'd like to leave you with a quote by Eric Butterworth. Within you now and always is the unborn possibility of a limitless experience of inner stability and outer treasure, and yours is the privilege of giving birth to it. And you will, if you can believe. So, my question for you is, are you willing to be the type of person who can believe what's within you is ready to be born? So, that's it. I would love for you to join me. And like I said, I should change this. If you want a payment plan, just contact me. I'm perfectly willing to do it. Price isn't going to go up. It's not going to be $497 if you pay in full and $597 if you make a payment plan. It's $497. That's your investment. It's for energy work, clearing your limiting beliefs, getting an energetic money healing so that you heal all those money wounds from your past. All the way back to birth, maybe even to when you were in the womb, even previous lives. We're going to heal it all. So I hope you'll join me, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this throughout the week and that you've had fun. And I still want to know, what is that? Don't forget to put in the comments. What is that one thing that you loved when you were a child that made time pass so quickly? And what can you do this weekend, the next 2 days, to reconnect with that? Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.